Hey, All Heart fam, MK here, and today we're going to talk about Evan Cole's entire week of training for a 250 finish at the OC Marathon, as we are now 5 weeks out from race day. Intensity is ramping up. We are building on top of a base layer of endurance with a layer of 20 weeks of threshold work, and now another layer of what will be 9 weeks of VO2 max intervals on top of that. I have been Hayden's training partner on her build for a 3-hour marathon, but for this video, we'll focus more on Evan's work for the past week. Cole has been on and off due to a lower calf strain, which he has managed pretty well and is now back on a regular routine. On Saturday and Sunday, we had our first back-to-back days of hard workouts in Evan's prep for the OC Marathon. At this point, we are 6 weeks out from race day, and we need to start doing more race-specific workouts. We wait until this point in order to peak on time for the race. It's really hard to do more than 5 weeks of this kind of work in which we are building towards maxing out a week of aerobic threshold, anaerobic threshold, and speed repetition. So on Saturday, Evan had 25 minutes of a broken tempo run at around 10K race effort. We picked out a nice stretch of dirt on Peters Canyon that is a steady incline with 2 bridge underpasses to drop into and out of. She went back and forth on this stretch for 5-minute intervals with 1-minute recovery floats. Evan smashed this workout, rarely looking at her watch and keeping her effort consistent on a very difficult workout course. This was excellent physical threshold training, and more importantly, it was super mental training. Running on dirt, climbing out of underpasses 10 times, and trusting the effort without peeking too often at her watch contributed a great deal to building mental fortitude for the marathon. Awesome start to the week. Evan followed up that tough Saturday workout with a long run on Sunday. The goal was to string together 15 marathon pace miles on a very difficult out and back course with a lot of long inclines and declines. Evan has now shifted from running long on relatively flat routes to ones that are much more challenging than the OC Marathon course. She put in a solid effort breaking up her marathon pace miles only a few times and averaging 6:39 per mile with more than half of those miles on steady inclines. Really well done. A great end to 2 days of very difficult training prep for the OC Marathon. Okay, so 10 total miles on Saturday, 19 total miles on Sunday. Evan is pretty tired, and she gets a much-needed easy run to shake out from the legs the soreness and stiffness, or what we call the yuck. It's tempting to jog real slow here, but Evan does her best to keep it at easy pace in order to promote good blood flow, while keeping her stride economical. If she were to jog really slow, she'd spend a lot more time on feet, increase her ground contact time, and wear more leg fatigue by the end of the run. So Evan did a great job of keeping it at around 750 per mile, staying with me for the duration of the run, and achieving the recovery objective. 10 miles of recovery done and in the books for Monday. Tuesday rolls around and we have 12 miles of easy and steady effort in the books. And Evan surprises me in the morning by asking if she could do some heat training in preparation for the OC Marathon, which is scheduled for May the 4th and is pretty notorious for starting at a good temperature in the morning, but finishing with cloudless skies and a pretty intense sun at the end of the race. Evan has really grown as a runner. I really like how she is self-motivated to do well and is already thinking about how to prep for a race that is more than a month away. On top of that, wearing a puffy jacket on a 12-mile run is extremely hard. Evan lost a lot of sweat on that run, and it was very uncomfortable to say the least, but it's inspiring to see this 13-year-old kid embracing discomfort during training in order to succeed and celebrate on race day. Evan wrapped up those 12 miles in a puffy jacket at an average pace of 8 minutes per mile. Awesome.
you, Bombas! Every Bombas purchased, one donated. These are hands down the most comfortable socks in the entire world. I wouldn't run 26.2 miles without them. Thank you, Bombas!
Wednesday is session day, and we met up with Aya and Denny at our local high school track for lots of 800-meter intervals and a little faster than 5K race effort. It was pitch black dark, so I would only see Evan getting gapped by Cole after about 500 meters. And by the time they came to the end of 800 meters, Evan was always right there. They averaged their 800-meter splits in 2:47, which is equivalent to 5:35 per mile. Evan went right into a jog after every 800-meter interval, had a great attitude. She was working at a very high level, especially after very tough Saturday-Sunday combo, followed by 22 miles of easy and steady running on Monday and Tuesday. Man, level 1,000. Evan finished up the Wednesday session with 11 miles in total.
Good job. Way to lead. Well done, champ. Good job. We are in a hurry. Tight space to get to school on time. That's one dirty middle school kid right there.
Thursday was another shake out the yuck day of 10 miles easy, and Evan once again put on her jacket to get her sweat on. Oh man, Evan is my hero. Why are you doing anything?
Because you said it would be hotter in the beginning of OC than the temperature that we usually run at. So I wanted to get used to running in heat and like not panicking too much.
She ran with me and we banged out those 10 miles along with a gas station stop in the middle. Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And that brings us to today, Friday. We made it to the end of the week, the final day of 7 days of amazing work by our amazing Evan. What better way to put a cherry on top of it all than a medium long run with some speed play? Evan's already had 3 very high intensity days within the last 7 days, so instead of a tempo run, we took a lot of breaks and just did 20 minutes of threshold effort in the form of 2-minute fartlegs. Evan averaged those 20 minutes at around 5:55 per mile and finished up her 12 miles at an average pace of around 7:50 per mile. Excellent way to wrap up a solid week of training to finish the OC Marathon in 2 hours and 50 minutes. Yes, there you have it. That is 84 miles of total running for the last 7 days. 57 or 68% of those 84 miles were all run at easy pace. 15 or 18% of those 84 miles were run at marathon effort, and 12 or 14% of those 84 miles were dedicated to very high intensity effort above 89% of max heart rate. Evan ran those easy miles anywhere between 7:10 per mile and 8:10 per mile. Her goal marathon pace is 6:29 per mile, but she definitely adjusted the pace on difficult sections in order to match effort. And her threshold efforts typically translate to 5:55 per mile, while her VO2 max interval efforts translate to 5:39 per mile when it's flat with good weather. And that is what a week of running looks like at 5 weeks to go till race day for a marathoner looking to finish her race in 2 hours and 50 minutes. Hey, if you're interested in joining our All Heart Athlete Development Program, then send me an email at allheartrc@gmail.com. I'll get back to you with details about our individualized training plans and personal coaching. If you want to train on your own and need a little guidance to get you on your way, then check out our playlist, The Ultimate Guide to Marathon Training. We'll leave a link for you at the end of this video. Got Instagram? And check us out right over here for your daily dose of running and life motivation. Thanks so much for all the love and support. You can find us right over here on Strava to check out all the stats for all of our runs, and go ahead and join our Strava club by searching for AHRC, where you can track your position on our leaderboard and see announcements about meetups and races. It's fun and good for your health. So much gratitude to the best Patreon team in the whole world, without whom we cannot do any of this. Love you so much. That's going to do it for me. I need to work on some more of these Instagram reels. Cole, Haven, Evan, Wilbur, and I hope you have a great day and a meaningful run. We'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye now.